All right. How we doing? Because it's been crazy. I don't think that we can really write what was going to happen that's happened. And we all know the like musical chairs thing, right? And like everybody's finding all these different spots and whatever else. And getting left without a chair is rough. You're out of the game. You're out of the game. Well, I think that's exactly where we are. The Jimmy Garoppolo saga continues to maybe, I don't want to say spin out of control. And I know a lot of people are pushing the narrative that, Lynch or Shanahan, they really overplayed their hand and all those things. I'm telling you right now, I don't think that's really what's taking place here. Okay. Now, I'm not the hot take guy. Never have been, never will be, hopefully. Well, who am I, right? I'm a former coach, hashtag jackwagon, that wants to try to understand. Everybody acts in ways that make sense to them. I'm trying to dive into Shanahan and Lynch's, bucket brain and try to figure out, okay, why are we in this situation we're in? The 49ers I'm talking about. And how do you get out? How do you get out? And it's every single time, right? This is the phrase that has been used all offseason. Well, first so-and-so, then Jimmy. Well, okay, first this guy, then that guy. Okay, well, Carson Wentz got to be that. Well, Russell Wilson, he's a big fish. Okay, Aaron Rodgers, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, Deshaun Watson, yeah, we get that. Well, then, Matt Ryan, okay, yeah. And it just keeps on going and going and going. Yet there's somebody that's still left without a rose, per se. My wife would be proud of me for that one, maybe. So where are the 49ers? There's not a lot of options left for him. Remember, we ended the NFC Championship game in a loss in which Jimmy Garoppolo cried, saying goodbye to the faithful. Yet here we are a few, I think 6-7 weeks later, and you mean to tell me that there's an opportunity for Jimmy to be coming back this year? Nah, not so fast. I don't think it's that extreme, okay? Did I expect Jimmy to be traded? Yes. But maybe not at this point. I didn't think it'd go the way that it has. I'll be really honest. I expected far more interest, but that shoulder surgery, that got him. So I want to say, everybody, hashtag CC, the countdown crew, get them in. We're giving away some more stuff today. This is our giveaway number 4 out of 10 consecutive shows. So hashtag CC, throw it in there. We're giving away a free 49ers Rush t-shirt. We like to give stuff away on the show. It's just what it is. So get your hashtag CC. We'll be giving away a shirt before this live broadcast ends. Now, Steven Fox, my man, says, John, are the Niners screwed on trading Jimmy Garoppolo now? I would say yes and no. Let's look at, the landscape. Step back. Take a look at the forest. What teams need quarterbacks? Seattle Seahawks, 1,000% not happening. You do not trade quarterbacks within the division. That ain't happening, okay? 2. Yeah, oh man, it gets rough quick. Carolina. I think probably the most likely left, but we've said that 100 times, right? We said that about the Colts. I believe the Browns were the best case scenario, and if Deshaun Watson didn't land there, I still believe Jimmy would have landed there. That one's out the picture now, right? That one's gone. But Carolina, I think, is the best fit by far. There's a couple hangups there, though. Matt Rule's their head coach. Now, positives of Carolina, negatives of Carolina, right? Here we go. Positives. If Carolina doesn't make the playoffs, the entire coaching staff and GM all fired. That's 100% factual. So there's no way in hell they're moving forward with Sam Darnold and whatever else they have. That's not going to happen. Now, maybe they land a rookie quarterback, but again, that coaching staff is going to get fired. They're going to get fired. So do we go back to the game of, well, who's next? Maybe they want Baker Mayfield. Maybe that's what they want there. I don't know. Adam Schefter put out in a tweet basically saying that a team told the Browns that they wanted a pick for Baker Mayfield if they're going to take on that salary. Okay, did you hear that? They want a pick for taking on Baker. So for the Browns to trade Baker Mayfield, they would have to send Baker and a pick just to get rid of him. I think we saw this happen in like the Brock Osweiler trade back in the day, where like I think the Texans gave up like they got like a 4th round pick in him just to take the cap away. So, I don't know. Here's what I will tell you. This is the negative and why Jimmy might not be the number one, fit for the Carolina Panthers. Matt Rule's entire philosophy of players, and this goes back to Temple, Baylor, Carolina. He wants athletic, physical specimens that he can coach up because they have the highest ceiling talent level. That's what he's always wanted. And he's said this myriad of times at every single level. Jimmy doesn't fit that at all. But, okay, let's add nuance to this discussion because it's not all black and white. Neither does Teddy Bridgewater, who they traded for or who they signed. So, you look out there at the quarterbacks that are still there, that doesn't exist. You're going to go with Cam Newton again? Golly, man, that dude's been done for 3 years. Now, maybe you want to bring somebody in with Cam Newton and allow him to have some goal line running packages. Cool. Maybe that's your thing. But Jimmy remains an option. I can tell you why he fits there and why he does not fit there. The cap is an issue. But I can tell you this right now. If Carolina doesn't make the playoffs, everybody there is fired. Jimmy Garoppolo would save your jobs. I don't think that Jimmy Garoppolo is great, but Jimmy Garoppolo can win games, and they have a good roster. They do have a good roster. They have a pretty good roster. They just have terrible quarterback play, and Sam Darnold's not it. So that's number 2, and the number 3 team is the Houston Texans, which I don't even know if they'd be interested. The fact that they didn't take Baker back in the Deshaun Watson trade, the fact that they really do like Davis Mills. I like Davis Mills too. I was really big on Davis Mills. You can make the argument that he had the best or second best rookie outing of any rookie quarterback last year. I'm not going to disagree with you there. He was that damn good, but they're not a, 14 to 16 rated quarterback away from making the playoffs. That's a full-on rebuild. So why bring in Jimmy G? What does that do for you? It stunts the growth of your rookie quarterback that you want to see and see if he can develop. It makes no sense. And if you trade Jimmy to the Texans, are you doing right by him? Well, let me tell you this, and this is going to go to my next thing. I don't give a damn about doing right by Jimmy anymore. You want to know what did right by Jimmy? The contract. And I'm not against Jimmy. Okay, so couple things. I love Shanahan and Lynch and the way they treat their players. And so if you want to do Jimmy wants to go to a winning team, I understand that. Jimmy shouldn't have waited to have shoulder surgery a week before free agency started. He shouldn't have done that. Maybe that's, Joe Staley is on the record as saying that's kind of him giving a middle finger to the organization. I get that. He could be bitter. I'm not saying he's not bitter. And not that he doesn't deserve to be bitter. That's not what I'm saying at all. You made Jimmy Garoppolo the highest paid quarterback after 5 games. Okay. Jimmy has been a consummate professional until he waited to have that shoulder surgery. You could have done that at any time. And you could play the whole, we wanted to see if we could rehab it. Yeah, it didn't work. Really? 1 week? 1 week before free agency. I don't know about that, man. So the problem is, if I'm a 49ers GM, hey, I tried to do right by you, Jimmy. Nobody wanted you. Nobody was willing to give us trade compensation to trade you. I'm sorry we tried. We're sending you to the Texans. I don't think the Texans would want him, though, or another team that might want him. Well, now let's go to, and this is another one, the Mike Florio, Pro Football Talk, rumors, whatever. I'm the biggest I mute that account. I don't follow that account. Because it's just absolutely trash whenever you're talking about anything that has to do with the 49ers. It doesn't make any sense. It's 100% unreliable, okay? He came out and put on his talk show, whatever. Oh, man, the 49ers have 2 second-round picks on the table waiting for them, and they have turned it down. 100% false. Let me tell you this, and I say this all the time. I even have a T-shirt, which I'm going to give away a T-shirt. 49ers don't leak stuff like this. They don't. So you mean to tell me, let's say you're the Carolina Panthers or whomever else is interested in the Carolina Panthers, and they have 2 second-round picks out there for him, and they're leaking that to Florio? What the hell? No. Makes 0 sense. Also, look at Florio's track record. He said Mac Jones at 3. He was one of the driving forces in that. He said Tom Brady is on his way to Santa Clara just 2 weeks ago. How short memories do we have? Lynch and Shanahan are fighting. That was like year 2, right? Or no, that was right after the Super Bowl year. They can't stand each other. They're fighting in meetings. Not true. 49ers are trading for Cousins, which he's done every single year that he's been on there. Consider the source, guys. I tell my students this all the time. Where are you getting your information from? Where? Is there any track record of accuracy whatsoever in this guy? The next thing that Florio says that is correct about the 49ers will be the first thing in 6 years. First thing. So you mean to tell me he's the only person, 100% not credible, that is saying we have 2 second rounders? And then somebody's like, oh, well, maybe John Lynch leaked that to try to spruce up the pot. No, guys. What does that do for anything? Who does that benefit? If anything, it makes John Lynch look worse. It's so many people on Twitter or wherever are just like, oh, I can't believe they turned this down. Guys, consider the sources. Like, you're smarter than that. You listen to this show. Like, we've been here for a minute, and we keep telling you that ain't it. And I know whenever you see somebody retweeting something, and I understand. Oh, well, there's reports. That's a messed up word. I almost dropped a four-letter bomb there. Reports, I don't give a damn. Sources, don't give a damn. Is somebody's name attached to it? Okay, let's talk. Florio's not a name that is attached to it that brings any credibility. None whatsoever. And I don't know, man. So I'll just say this. That's not out there whatsoever. Okay, that's not a reality. Now, here we go, Paul. How much money, I see where you're getting this, did Jimmy cost by waiting on surgery if they did that on purpose for what is it? Here's the good news, and something that people aren't even talking about because they don't understand contracts, okay? Let me tell you this. If the 49ers cut Jimmy Garoppolo before free agency, they would have saved, and I want to get this exact number correct, okay? I changed the page, you goofball. All right, they would have saved $25.5 million. So if the 49ers just released them before free agency, 49ers would have saved $25.5 million against the cap this year. Okay, now it's free agency. How much would the 49ers save if they cut them right now? Guess what? $25.5 million free agency. That's how much they would save. A cap space. Sorry, not free agency. That makes sense. Okay, let's say we hold on to him till the draft and no biters then. And then we release him during the NFL draft. That's in April. Guess how much the 49ers save against the cap? $25.5 million. That's the cap savings. Okay, we go through the draft. Nobody wants him. You know what? Let's keep him for training camp. Maybe somebody goes down, kind of like Teddy Bridgewater did with the Vikings. And then you get that huge, giant, first-round pick for Sam Bradford. Maybe. And that doesn't happen. And you cut him in training camp, guess how much you save against the cap? $25.5 million. Now let's just say, hey, maybe we're going to let these two guys play it out all through preseason, and then we get up to initial cut down day. The 53-man roster is due. You're cutting from 90 to 53. If you cut Jimmy Garoppolo there, and for some reason you had no takers this whole time, guess how much cap money you save? You guessed it. $25.5 million cap savings. So why cut him now? Okay, now let me go here. Kyle Shanahan's not going to cut this guy. I don't give a damn what happens. This is not my opinion. This is not John Chapman saying I would not cut Jimmy Garoppolo. This is John Chapman looking through Kyle Shanahan's eyes. They're pretty eyes. His pretty eyes, and saying there's no way in hell that stubborn Kyle Shanahan is going to cut and let Jimmy walk away to whatever team he wants. I'm sorry, guys. Here's what's going to happen. You ready? And I tweeted this out. Here's the next 49ers press conference. Here's the question, right? Somebody's going to ask it. Excuse me, Kyle, do you think that you guys overplayed your hand and perhaps missed an opportunity to release Jimmy? Here's what he's going to say. No, I don't think that at all. In fact, I think having 2 quality quarterbacks is a great problem to have. Tell me that's not what Kyle's going to say. Tell me, somebody in the chat, somebody come on, let's go. Somebody say, John Chapman, you're out of your mind. Kyle Shanahan will cut Jimmy Garoppolo. Because if you were going to cut him, Why wouldn't you have done it already? Because you could have spent that money into free agency, right? I love this. Mike Florio just gave a middle finger to the Niners. Mike Florio is a walking middle finger. That's who he is. That's just who he is at this point. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it. Let's see, Thomas. He says there's reports, Pro Football Focus, that a team has reached out to 2 second-round picks. That's not Pro Football Focus. It's that's Pro Football Talk and Pro Football Rumors commenter, all those guys. Do you think the Seahawks, which is why it hasn't changed yet? No. Seahawks 1,000% rebuilding. They have let everybody go. Go back and listen to our NFC Got Easier post, right? Like that episode if you haven't watched it. Like I'm telling you right now, it's not happening. I love you. Pino, tell them. Let them know. Like, context is important, guys. Context is important. That's just what it is. Jimmy G doesn't even hit the toaster oven or the freaking balcony. I'm with you. I'm with you. And I'm not an anti-Jimmy guy. I know what he is, but there's limited. And in the NFL today, if you don't have a top 5 quarterback, you got to get one. You got to get one. You got to try to get one. And that's what the 49ers did. And I'm very happy. Everybody's sitting here saying, oh, the 49ers aren't aggressive. Did you watch us trade 3 first-rounders to move up in the draft to get a quarterback? It's the number 1 position in all sports. Like, golly, I love it. Anyway, Fable, he says, love the show. We probably have no offers, which is a strong possibility. Why would any team trade for Jimmy when he'll probably be cut or will weaken the 49ers if he isn't cut and stays on the roster? Now, that's another thing that I want to talk about, okay? Because, I'm going to make the argument, and it's a careful one, but I'm going to wait till after this break. So what does Jimmy on the roster do? Okay, so let's play this out in 2 ways, but real quick before we do so, man, go get your tickets, guys. You want to take part in the greatest 49ers draft party that's ever been assembled? Well, head to 49ersrushroadtrip.com and listen to the words of the All-Pro LB1, Fred Warner, who says he's going to be hanging out with us at the Mandalay Bay at the S-Bar for days 1 of the NFL draft. Now, we have tickets available for day 1 and day 2, and we're almost sold out. So, we've got a lot of tickets available still. The meet and greet tickets, they sold out. I told you guys to get them. Hopefully, you got them. If not, we still have some general admission tickets where you might have the possibility to meet them if we have some extra time. But that is available. Head to 49ersrushroadtrip.com and go get your tickets. It's going to be incredible. Day 1, drinks, food, everything included with Elijah Mitchell and Fred Warner. And we also have day 2 where we rented out a local brewery. We're going to be hanging out there, having some drinks, talking through all the 49ers picks with a lot of content creators that are going to be there. So, quit wasting time. Don't let this sell out and you be left out. 49ersrushroadtrip.com. Go get your tickets now. All right. Make sure you get over there. If you haven't already, go check it out. Now here, this is all caps, so we know it's important. What's up, Break Davis? Appreciate you, man. He says, you cannot have Jimmy Garoppolo on your roster when OTAs and camp starts. Now, the 49ers, probably more than most franchises, have taken part in a lot of these, Steve Young, Joe Montana, what that looks like, all that stuff. And you can do it. Now, I've been a part of locker rooms where there's quarterback competitions as a player, as a coach, as a head coach. Like, there's ways to handle it. And again, I coach high school level boys, that we're trying to grow into men. And you look at those things and you can handle more than one quarterback in there. Now, when one of them is toxic, like a Baker Mayfield or I don't know, Carson Wentz, even on the negative side, you can go wherever you want. Cam Newton, which Cam Newton, I think has proven that he can handle that. Then yeah, there's issues. This isn't an issue with Jimmy Garoppolo. And that's the idea of, oh, well, Trey's not going to know what competition. No, screw that. I hate one of the issues. I'm going to go off on a tangent here real quick. One of the issues that Richard Sherman brought up that I loved and the whole demise that was Seattle, it had to do with Pete Carroll's initial message. Okay. Now this is a tangent, but I think it applies. Pete Carroll, when he was at USC, or whenever he came to Seattle and the Legion of Boom and all that, was competition every day. Everyday competition, every position, right? Matt Flynn, they signed Mike Flynn. The competition, Russell Wilson won. But one day in practice, and if you haven't read this, I think it was Peter King who wrote it, perhaps, and I could be wrong. Back when Sports Illustrated was like a good whatever. Anyway, that's another story. One day, Richard Sherman picks off Russell Wilson and starts talking trash to him in front of the whole team. You're trash, you're sorry, and all this stuff. And again, I'm summarizing. And Pete Carroll called him in after the thing and said, hey, don't do that to Russ anymore. And that was it. That was for Sherman and everybody in the entire defense, Earl Thomas and all those things, it wasn't us anymore. Our team changed that day. Boom. And we were never the same. And they never had success after that. Not great success like they were having, right? So I ain't coddling Trey Lance. No, I'm the biggest Trey Lance guy out there. You're not going to find a bigger one than me. Trust me. I love this dude. I've seen every play he's ever played at the college level. I know everything about the kid. I love the kid. I want him to be our quarterback. But no, we're not coddling him. If he can't beat out Jimmy Garoppolo, then so be it. So I don't buy into that personally. So no, you're grown men. You're grown men making millions of dollars. You shut the hell up. You go out. Who's best? Show me. I don't know, man. Get me kind of fired up here. Dr. Blocktopus, thank you for the gift on Super Chat, man. Very, very kind of you. He says, kudos to you, John. I would sell my soul to meet Fred. Shame I live in Australia. Love the show. Longtime supporter. Hey, man, we're cashing it in, and I want to say thank you to all the Patreon members and all the stuff that we do over on Patreon, because, those are the people that allow me to step out of my comfort zone and do some of these things. Right. And so, I mean, I've been, this ain't a cheap party we're throwing. Renting out a club on the Strip in Vegas in the busiest weekend of the year. That ain't cheap. And that's okay, because I want the best 49ers party for everybody. And man, hopefully, Dr. Blocktopus, you can make your way out and at least do a game or something sometime, and we could have a beer. With the 49ers Rush road trip that we started doing last year, I've got some big things planned, and it's not just me. One of my close friends, Dave Fanucci, who's so great. We're planning this year for all the road trips, full weekend itineraries, like a VIP tailgate thing that's going to be small and intimate. If you go to the parties and the road games, which are incredible, I go to all of them. Sometimes there's gigantic parties with 300-400 people. That's great. That's not really, I'm intimate. I want to build relationships. So how do I create that? We're going to create a full weekend itinerary for these road trips. And, right after the draft and they announce the schedule, we're going to start putting it out there. We're still going to do our 49ers Rush meetup Saturday night and all that stuff, but we're going to extend it where, we stay at the same hotel. We go out. Is there a college football game during the day on Saturday around there? Yeah, let's go experience that. Something that's awesome, out of the ordinary. And then, we're going to do our party Saturday night. We're going to do like an awesome brunch / draft tailgate that's small and intimate. There's lots of groups that sell those 400. I'm tired of that because I got to wait on beer. I got to wait on food for 45 minutes. Like, that's just not my thing. I want to talk to friends and build those relationships and bring people along that want I don't know, intimate, exclusive kind of setting. Don't care about money, but I care about relationships and creating a space for that at these games. Now, earlier in the year, I had talked about Bryant Young and the Hall of Fame. This is one thing I do want to talk about that's a negative, and so I apologize right off the bat. I'm not going to be able to go to Canton that weekend. I wanted to, and I wanted to celebrate BY. He deserves it. The guy's incredible. I just couldn't make it work with my own personal schedule. Some other stuff came up, so I want to apologize on that one. I'm still a dad and a husband, and I got to do my things, got to make my choices. So I apologize about that. But the tailgates rest of the year, this is my job moving forward. So that's what we're going to do. Now, Martin says this. Thank you for the gift, my friend. He says, Jimmy G is still on the roster. His new role should be to prepare for Trey. Yeah, Trey for success. The backup quarterback with a restructured contract. Restructuring would be nice. I don't want to push too much of that into the future. So I don't know how that's going to work, but we'll see there. And I'm with you, Martin. And again, what did Trey Lance say after the last week? Jimmy Garoppolo is my friend for life. He's one of my best friends. And so people spinning that whole toxic, everything else and all that. No, man, that ain't it, bro. That ain't it. Don't be that. That's not who we are. That's not who we are. That's not what this locker room is. And with what they've been through, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. Collie, what's up, man? He says, Rush road trip. I'm making it this season, God willing. Collie, man, you checked out. I appreciate it. Last episode, he went and joined our Patreon. Again, just go to patreon.com, type in 49ers Rush podcast. He joined, so I want to say thank you, and hopefully the content's good. Now, our Patreon, next Sunday, 4:30 p.m. Pacific, we have our Jerry Rice tier Zoom hangout. So next Sunday night, we're going to hang out. We're going to be talking all things Jimmy, free agent, and draft. So we got a lot of stuff this time of year. So that's going to be next Sunday. So if you want to come join us, this is the best time ever to join Patreon. If you haven't yet, come check it out for the next week. You don't like it, come to the Zoom hangout. Yeah, it's not my thing. Cool. Money back guaranteed. But I can tell you this. Everybody that comes to those things, they keep coming because we're creating something different and something positive. And so it's not something where you're going to be pissed off when you walk away after that. You're going to walk away with some new friends and a new community, I really wish I would have called this the 49ers Rush community and not podcast when it got started, but that's okay. 49ers Rush podcast got a nice little roll to it. I will say that. Now, there are a couple more things I want to talk about. Oh, we got to give away a shirt. You guys got to charge me up on that. All right, here we go. My hashtag CCs. The 49ers Rush hashtag countdown crew goes to none other. Man, this dude, I scrolled and stopped, and I was going to say which one's on top. He's probably one of the people that messages me the most, and I consider him a friend. Cristiano Tito, I apologize. Congratulations. Reach out to me. You reach out to me too often, so I know you know how, and we'll hook you up with a shirt, man. And if you didn't win this time, guys, everybody, make sure you hit that notification bell. Every time we go live and we do a live show, we've been doing a lot of short shows lately as well to add in whenever there's breaking news. But on top of that, guys, we got 6 more shirts we're giving away the next 6 episodes. So whenever we do go live, hit that hashtag CC, get it out there. That's what it's about. Appreciate you, Cristiano, man. You're freaking awesome. And I'm just joking. You don't reach out enough, I would say. Squishy Banana. Love the clip art that you got there. Twitter is toxic 100%. You're not wrong, but there's ways to clean that up. I got Skip Bayless muted. I got Stephen A. Smith muted. I got Florio muted. So I find out about these things because of my emails. But yeah, whenever there's people that are batting 0 for 20, like, yeah, sometimes, like, if that's not what I want, whatever. Yeah, I get that out. I don't want to see that. Shot Jay, appreciate your services, man. I love it. Rick Torres, he says, man, those shorty vids are great. Thanks. They take a lot of work. It's a lot more work. But yeah, I'm glad you guys appreciate it. And I started that because of y'all. People said you should start doing this. I say I shrug my shoulders. It's kind of who I am. And we start doing shorter videos. So that's just what we usually do. Now, back to Jimmy G. I got to take a quick drink of coffee here. All right. Let's talk about this. Maybe. I don't even like doing this, okay? I'm trying really hard not to be oh man. This whenever I wrote this in my notes, this section here, I knew, man, I'm going to get so many emails and hate mail about this, but I think it's important because it's a contingency plan. If you step back, okay, again, here's my entire idea right now. I'm trying to look at this situation through John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan's eyes and try to make sense of it. Let's say there was zero market out there for Jimmy G. Let's just say they haven't received anything that's even decent qualifier for a trade, whatever. That's regardless of the fact for this next point. Maybe. I don't like this. This is not John Chapman's opinion. This is John Chapman trying to understand Kyle. Maybe they see Jimmy Garoppolo as a very, very expensive insurance policy. Just maybe. Again, not what I'm saying. I'm trying to understand what they're doing. You didn't cut him. You didn't trade him. None of those things. When they traded up for Trey Lance, they went to the Yorks and they said, hey, this is what we want to do. We want to carry both contracts. Are you okay with that? York said thumbs up. Everybody on Twitter's panicking. Not Kyle. Look at the 2 seasons when Jimmy got hurt. We didn't make the playoffs. Look at all the injuries we've had, whether that was 2020, right? Bosa, Solomon Thomas, everybody just going down with injuries. It's been a huge issue and narrative with Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch since they've gotten here. So what do? We guarantee that even if our quarterback goes down, worst case, Jimmy G steps in. Not a bad case. Jimmy Garoppolo currently is the best backup quarterback in the NFL. Trey Lance is going to win that, by the way. Trey Lance will be quarterback one. I believe that wholeheartedly, even if Jimmy G is there. Now, I don't want him there. I don't want Jimmy G as a backup quarterback, but you're backed into a corner. Again, I already talked about Kyle's not cutting Jimmy Garoppolo. That's not going to happen. I don't care what the situation is. Kyle will keep him no matter what. It's trade or keep. Like, it's not keep, trade, cut. You pick an option. No, he's not getting released. He's not getting released, okay? And here's the first thing everybody says. Oh, but they got to extend Bosa and Debo. No, they don't. They have to extend Debo. This is the last year of his deal. And that extension's not going to cost anymore. It's already budgeted for, right? That's the clip John Lynch has out there. And so, no, you're good there. You can extend Debo just fine in your current cap situation. No issues. And that will happen during training camp. Same time we've extended Fred, George Kittle, all those guys. That's when it's going to happen. Why do you not have to extend Nick Bosa? Because you already have him locked up for another year. Nick Bosa is getting $20 million next year. $20 million. Because that fifth-year option gets amplified on incentives. He's made 2 Pro Bowls out of 4 years. He gets $20 million. So Nick Bosa is not going to be bitching. He's getting $20 million next year, guaranteed for injury. He's fine. So if you want to extend Bosa this year, cool. Do you have to? Nope. And the perfect time to do that, because that $20 million is going to be a big cap hit next year, would be next year to extend it. It actually works in your favor to wait and do it next year. It actually works in Nick Bosa's favor to wait and do it next year. Also, keep in mind, Bosa comes from a very wealthy family, and his brother just got a very wealthy deal. He's not, a new player that's like trying to establish generational worth and hasn't been paid. No. Dude's loaded. Again, he's making $20 million guaranteed next year. You don't have to extend that. So pump the brakes on financial Armageddon. That's not where the 49ers are. Could they be in a better place? Would it be nice to have $25.5 million right now? Yeah. Would it be nice to have an extra 3rd-round pick? Yeah. Great. My wife would tell you it'd be great if I was 6'3". Well, guess what? It ain't happening. I'm 5'10". 5'11". On a good day. You can want it all you want. That's not what happens. So step back to, let's go this. Here we go. Eminem, right? Step back to reality, understand what you got, and work there. Everybody can play. Oh, they misplayed their hand. Oh, they got egg on their face. Really? Who was trying to get Jimmy? I think the Browns were. I think the Browns would have. But instead, they went their way. I don't know, man. I appreciate you not your business. I love it. And you're not wrong. L, he says, yeah, keeping Jimmy just makes me sick to my stomach. I get it. I'm ready to move on. Everybody's ready. Jimmy's ready to move on. You don't think Jimmy wants out, but he also wants to upset the 49ers, which is why he did what he did. I love it, Rick Torres. Big up to the sub 6-footers. There we go, man. I love it. Let's see here. Trent, big fan of this guy, Trent. I like Trent. Sorry, John, but in that scenario, you're either paying a backup quarterback $25 million or wasted 3 picks on a QB that can't beat out a 20th best quarterback in the league. Okay. Again, I get this all the time. There's different ways. You're not paying $25 million unless you keep him on the roster for all 17 games. If he's active on all 17 games, and you're paying him $25 million. But if you trade him at any point, that cap's going to come down. And then you can roll it into the next year. It's not wasted cap. So let's just say hypothetically, and again, we're allowed to disagree. Like, Trent's awesome. I love this dude. And disagreeing with me probably makes you a smart person. So they're not wrong there. I love discourse. But here's the issue. Let's say you keep him through the draft. Nobody wants him. You keep him through training camp. No other quarterback gets hurt. You're not going to do it. And you cut him there. You get the full $25.5 million, and you get to roll it into next year. So if you just want to roll that into, a Bosa extension, you can still do that. And this is Trey Lance's second year. It's his second year. He's the youngest quarterback in the NFL still. After the draft, he'll be the second youngest quarterback in the NFL. We got time. And if you look around the NFL, every single franchise pushes all their chips in on the third year of a rookie QB. Okay? Look at Patrick Mahomes, right? Patrick Mahomes won the Super Bowl in his third year. Joe Burrow, they just pushed all their cap in on offensive line. It's his third year. You look at the Chargers. Guess what? Herbert's third year. The NFL kind of playbook on this, it's there. Do I think Trey Lance is going to be good? I think he's going to be great. I think he's going to be better than good. I think he's going to be even better than that. But you got to wait and see a little bit. So let's see. Now, I want to get him as much help as possible. I'm kind of bummed how we've handled the offensive line, but we still got the draft. We'll have to see what that is. We'll have to see what that is. I get this a lot. Thank you, Nunya. He says, you're the Jim Rome for 49ers fans. And I take that as a compliment. I like later Jim Rome better than earlier Jim Rome, maybe a little bit. But yeah, I appreciate that. That's very, very kind. Very kind. Philip, my man, one of my close friends, dude. He says, what's up? Appreciate the gift, my friend, on Patreon. And if you want to smile, man, when Philip comes into the Zoom hangout every time when we do Patreon, everybody smiles because this dude is as legit as they get. It is one of the kindest people I've ever met in my life. And he just cracks me the hell up. So appreciate that, Phil. You are awesome. Now, appreciate you guys. Thank you guys. And man, we're just going to keep rolling. I don't know what else to do because Jimmy's still here. He's going to be here for a minute. There's one landing spot, Carolina, if you joined us late. And I think that's kind of all we got because after that, man, I don't know. It's just where we are. But I appreciate you guys. And man, this Jimmy Garoppolo had said he's going to end one day, but it is not this day. It is not this day. And if you need to hear this, just know it's going to be all right. Stay strong, faithful.